Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I don't have a book review for you today, but it's kind of been something that I've been mulling around in my mind. Just getting into reading fiction, reading fantasy and sci-fi, as well as some historical novels and things like that. I still feel a little bit like an outsider in this world, as this is something that over the last year I've really jumped back into. And I just wanted to do a video where I sort of ask, especially those who have been in this reading for a lot longer than I have, what is it about fantasy and sci-fi, or fiction generally? Of course, I focus mostly on those two genres. What is it about fantasy and sci-fi that means so much to readers, that draws the reader back time and time again? I found a quote that I really liked. It was by C.S. Lewis, of course, the author of the Chronicles of Narnia. And he said that one day you, meaning the reader, one day you will be old enough to start reading fairy tales again. And I think it's true. When we're children, it's natural, it's expected that we'll read stories of wonder and amazement, and we will really cultivate our imaginations. And as life goes and as concerns rise and jobs and bills and families and stressors mount, we sort of drift away from imagining, from dreaming, from feeling these emotions of wonder and amazement. And I'm curious if maybe you had a time where you were away from reading, specifically fantasy and sci-fi, and did something about the genres bring you back? Was there an emotion that you felt like you were missing or that you hadn't had? Or was there just some element of escapism that you needed that sent you back into the world of wonder, the world of dreaming? And part of this video is that I'm thinking myself, like, what are my favorite elements of fiction, of fantasy, of sci-fi? What are the things that I really look for? Because when I can read a book, I'm reading one right now, that it's just not clicking with me. And I think through it while I'm reading it. Like, I really want to objectify what I'm trying to like think here. I want some actual hooks to hang my feelings on. And what is it that I don't connect with or that I do really connect with? And I'm curious, what is it for you? What is it that keeps you coming back to a story or a series? Or when you first start reading a new book, even without knowing anything about it, you know this is going to be one that you connect with. I think there's probably a couple general examples for why we love it. I mean, a lot of it, the big two are going to be the characters that we meet and the worlds that we get to explore. Is there one for you that means most? Like, if you have a character that you really connect with, it's not a big a deal what's going on, just so long as that character gets treated the way that you want and they do the things that make you feel right about that character. Or is the world, is the immersiveness of the experience something that brings you in, and the characters are just sort of cherries on top? It's the environment that the author has created and has dreamed up. I was thinking through some of the things that I really do like. And yes, for me, when I think of something that I want to keep going back to, I do think that I connect well with characters when I'm reading. And what do I like about characters? And what I don't like about characters? I like my characters to be likable. And what I mean by that is maybe not that they have to be good guys, but I want the character to be multidimensional. I want the character, even if it's a bad guy, I like it when characters make sense, when they are intelligent, when they are willing to and able to show multiple emotions. Some of the more sterile characters where they sort of get their opening drive in the first couple chapters, and the really only thing that changes at the end of the story is the results. Yeah, I just feel like I don't connect very well. For my protagonists, I definitely like humor involved. I like it when there's banter between characters, because I like to feel like if I was dropped into that story, how would I react? And of course, we all have different personalities, naturally, but I like it when an author has put enough thought into the main character or the main characters that, yes, it makes sense. And you could see yourself behaving in a way similar. To me, those are the characters that I most appreciate. I guess you could call them filler characters, the ones where they're a placeholder for me being the reader. If there's something more official that I should be calling that, and tell me what I'm thinking. You tell me what I'm feeling. That would be helpful for me. When I think of the world building, definitely with a fantasy series, more specifically, I do like learning the magic system. I like discovering how the world operates. So I think I connect well with sci-fi in that too. Like, I like the element of me being the main, I like the element of the main character, maybe if I put myself in his or her shoes, but I like them figuring out and learning that normally there's something a lot bigger going on out there. And I like when we start small and feel the immersiveness, feel the magnitude of the world. So I feel like, to me, those are the stories that I really enjoy being. I think the most immediate ones, certainly is going to be like The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. You got Bilbo and Frodo, the first step into very much a larger world. And then, you've got Star Wars, you've got Luke Skywalker, very, very small little sandy planet of Tatooine, and yes, there is a galaxy out there, and you got to figure out your place in it. So for me, when I think about character versus world, I like my characters to be relatable. I like them to be humorous if I could have my choice. I like some banter with my main characters, and I like a world where you are discovering that there's a lot more at stake than you ever really knew. When you think about yourself, when you think about fantasy or sci-fi, is there something for you that really stands out as what is your favorite part of those? Is it similar to mine? Is it different than mine? I'm sure there are so many different ways and things that connect us and keep us even coming back to these series. When I think about a book that kind of really illustrates what I love about a story, of course, I'm still first into this world, but really one of the first fantasy novels that I read that got me back into it was Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn. And the main character there, Vin, I think, yes, that's someone who has a lot of character development, someone who is a key player in this world, though she has no idea about it. Gets brought in to the team. There's some banter, there's some bickering. There's a lot of interesting magic systems, and we sort of learn together how to operate in the world. So I think like that type of a story, I could not put it down. I could not get enough of it. And so I think for me, like, that story perfectly illustrates what I love and what I'm looking for the more books that I read and the more adventures that I'm able to go on. But yeah, for you, is it magic? Is it technology? Is it character driven? Is it world building heavy? What is it for you that you love about these types of books? I'd love to know in the comments if maybe there is like a single word answer, or you know that immediately off the top of your head, like, oh, this is what I really want in my stories. Another thing with that would be are you willing to put a book down if it doesn't hit those markers in the first quarter of the book, in the first half of the book? Or are you just going to plow through and give it a chance, even if you maybe even halfway through you go, this is not it? Have you sort of not finished a book? Have you not even gone in a direction because you know this isn't going to be it? Or are you willing to take a chance and to see it through? I'm definitely more along the lines of I don't think I know what I don't know yet. And so I'm going to continue to read these things. I'm going to continue to experience, because I don't think I'm going to know what I don't like or like. Certainly not on the front end. On the back end, I can look back and go, I didn't like that, and sort of try to process myself. Sorry if I'm sort of rambling at this point, but drop your comment in down below, and I would love to hear what sci-fi, what fantasy means to you. What is it that you really enjoy about these stories, and what keeps you coming back? And how I said Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn, like, kind of perfectly illustrated it. I could also say Star Wars. I could say Luke Skywalker being that character. I'm currently reading through The Wheel of Time, and I'm enjoying Rand as sort of that placeholder character. But let me know, is there like a singular book that you say like, this is what I love, and this book perfectly, or series, captures that? Let me know. And any suggestions that you think I would enjoy, or some adventures that you think, oh, you definitely need to go on this adventure reading this book or this series, I would love to hear that as well. But thanks so much for watching. If you're interested, you can like and subscribe, and we're going to continue to learn. We're going to continue to experience it, and any help you can give me would be much appreciated.